What's good, YouTube? Hit man, hey, make sure I hit that like, hit that sub, show your boys some love. So, as we know, the 2016 NBA draft class are starting to get their supermax. They're coming off their rookie deals or whatever. So, it's time to pay up. And as of today, there's been 4 players, if I'm not mistaken, that signed supermax deals. 4 players out of that class. If I'm not mistaken, it's Bam Adebayo, De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, and Jason Tatum, all signed supermax, man. Good. That's a good look for that draft class, man. That just goes to show that was a deep, a solid draft class, and there's still a few more players who I feel like could get a supermax. If I'm not mistaken, who was that guy? Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen was in that draft class. I feel like he could get a supermax. He had a disappointing year last year, but that's neither here or there. I feel like Chicago would do themselves a disservice if they didn't extend him, right? But they can manage without him. Of course, New York has to extend Frank Ntilikina, right? That's all they got. They gotta extend him. You can't lose Frank the Tank. Nah, I'm trolling y'all, but all in all, it led me to ask myself this. Is Lonzo Ball and Markelle Fultz, because I heard somebody say this. I heard somebody say that was the worst number 1, number 2 option. Number 2 and number 1 picks of all time, right? And it led me to ask myself, is it irreparable? That's your opinion at the end of the day. But can they change the narrative as far as that dark cloud that looms over their head of being bust? Because I don't feel like they're bust, right? I don't feel like Markelle and Lonzo Ball are bust. I actually feel the opposite. I feel like they can turn around their career this season. As we know, the Orlando Magic, they selected Cole Anthony. Markelle Fultz had a solid season last year, so he can only go up from last year. I don't see him regressing. And I never looked at him as a number 1 pick anyway. When he got drafted number 1, we all seen it coming. But I felt like there were players better than him anyway, so my expectations for Markelle Fultz were not very high. So for him to come out playing the way he did, I'm not too surprised about that. As far as Lonzo goes, that's the big disappointment. I'm not going to lie to you. Lonzo was a big disappointment. I thought he was going to come out here and be Jason Kidd 2.0, a pest on defense, can do everything offensively, but he didn't. He come out here playing timid, shooting worse than Shaq from the free throw. All this ties into his confidence. He lacks confidence. That's all that is, And that's why I feel like Lonzo can turn it around quicker than anybody, because the moment he gets adjusted to the NBA, we're looking at a special point guard, and everybody gonna be saying, "Oh, Lonzo." They're gonna be on Lonzo's bandwagon again, right? Right now, they cast him to the side like, "Oh, he's a bust. He's a bum." The Pelicans, they went and drafted Kyra Lewis, brought in Eric Bledsoe, so they're trying to replace. Both teams are looking for other guards, right? And I feel like that should motivate both players. That should motivate Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball to come out here and prove the doubters wrong. Especially seeing how everybody else in your draft class, all the other top talent, they're getting the bag. Even Monte Morris got a bag. He was a 2nd-round pick. Come on, Lonzo. Come on, Kel. What y'all doing? I'm rooting for these dudes because I want to see that narrative get changed. Because I don't feel like they were the worst top 2 picks or top 5 picks, however you want to spin the narrative. I feel like we give Lonzo so much hell, right? But a year before Lonzo, one of the worst draft picks of all time was drafted, yeah? Dragan Bender was drafted a year before Lonzo Ball, but nobody talks about Dragan Bender, who's out the league at the moment, right? Dragan Bender is out the fucking league at the moment. Nobody speaks about him. I brought up Dragan Bender one time in one of my worst draft picks of all time type. We were doing I asked the question, right? And I said, who's the worst draft pick of all time? The common shit, Kwame Brown, all these Sam Bowie, the normal, right? And I said, what about Dragan Bender? Y'all don't speak about him. Oh, Dragan Bender, who's that? I'm like, exactly. You don't know who that is. Why don't y'all talk about him? Right? I went back to the 2016 NBA draft. Like, it was a video somebody had posted. The 2016 NBA draft, whatever. They showed the top 10 picks. And in the comment section, somebody said number 4 was a bust, right? And on those comments, people were going at that dude's head, defending Dragan Bender. Imagine Dragan Bender having a fan base, y'all. Dragan Bender has a fan base. He has people defending him for his mediocrity. Don't make me do it again, because I already did it. I already did an unveiling of Dragan Bender to the world, right? Y'all must have missed that. Y'all must have missed that video. The dude couldn't average a double-double. He's a top 5 pick. Never averaged a double-double. Never averaged over 10 rebounds. You're 7-1, right? Can you at least give us 10 rebounds? Huh? Can you at least give us 10 points? A block? Can you average a block? They say he was supposed to be a Swiss Army knife. Neither were true. So before we criticize Lonzo, before we criticize Markelle Fultz, players who actually have some type of upside, still have promise, still in the league, right? Let's make sure we send that vitriol towards Dragan Bender first, right? Or Alex Len, right? We ain't got to do Dragan Bender. Let's go Alex Len, huh? Josh Jackson even. I'll even throw Josh Jackson in there because Josh Jackson was in that same draft and he fizzled out. He's on his 3rd team now. A lot of people don't know where the hell he's at. Where is Josh Jackson? Somebody tell me, where is Josh Jackson? You know, I got love for Josh Jackson, but it's not looking too good for him. He's looking like a bust right now. So let's pump our brakes with all this, you know, oh, it's over for Lonzo. He's a bum. He's this, he's that, you know. Chill. I will say this, though. Lonzo has this season to prove it because he did a lot of talking after the bubble. He did a lot of talking. So, Lonzo, right now is your time, homie. Trill shit. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to defend you after that. Point blank, period. But Hitman next. That's all I got. Hit that comment section. Let me know how you feel about this one. I'm out of here.